And when they found out, then they wanted a bigger cut.
And that was in exchange for what?
Protection. Let us know what's name when you get ready to raid.
Is this the 10th precinct? Or different precincts?
It was different precincts. Back in the 70s, yes, there was a lot of corruption going on.
So basically you were here in Detroit running the business and they were up in Southfield kind of...
Like I said, that's where he stayed at.
Okay.
He didn't go home that much.
Eddie didn't go home that much?
He didn't stay out there all the time because he had other places to stay.
What about Courtney? What was...
Courtney just stayed. He went around with me and Eddie that much. We were running into him every now and then. Courtney didn't be around me and Eddie.
Okay.
He just did. Those things that me and Eddie did, he didn't do.
He was pretty involved with his family, right?
Yeah.
And what did you ever see his family?
Yes, I said. Yeah.
And what was that? What were they all like together?
We were all close. We was all close. We all looked out for each other.
Were you close with Charles?
I've been knowing him yesterday. I wouldn't know it. Like I said, I wasn't close to him before I was being around. I know him. You know, we all, like I said, we all growed up together.
Was there ever a time when you all would get together as like a crew?
The only time we would do that when we had a meeting or something. Other than that, everybody did their own thing.
And why would you have a meeting where you need to get everybody
If
together?
we had a problem, we had any kind of problem, we would get together.
And was there ever a problem?
It was always a problem yesterday when you're dealing with drugs.
And what kind? Can you tell me the time when you guys?
People want to come in the neighborhood, want to try to take over certain different spots and stuff like that. That was the only biggest problem we had.
Who tried to take over from you all?
Just newcomers.
Do you remember any of them?
No, I can't call them names at the time. Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like a YBI or...
No, we didn't have no problem. YBI went around at the time we was around.
Right. Sure. But I'm wondering if there was somebody like a group of,
No, but we didn't have no problem.
But there were other smaller time people who were trying to like take over territory.
Try to yesterday come in, try to take your business, but we didn't have no problems like that. It's always was somebody trying, but it wasn't no problem.
So at these meetings, who was running the meetings?
We were all yesterday every contributor talking about giving different ideas, you know.
And what was the plan if somebody was trying to take over?
We just told them we had to do what we had to do. Whatever it took to do it, we did it. And we stopped problems.
How'd you stop problems?
Whatever it took.
And were there other big players? Was Courtney and Eddie kings of the town and heroin trade in that time?
It was the biggest one, but it was a lot of other guys that was getting just as much money, not as much, but it was a number of guys.
Was it competitive?
Not really.
Did everybody kind of stick to their own area?
Oh yeah. You know, like I said, we got along pretty good. Every now and then, there'd be a knucklehead to come, you know. But like I said, you know, that's life. But there was a lot of guys in our neighborhood that was getting money.
And I guess.
And what would happen to those knuckleheads that would cross those lines?
Whatever it took, it happened. Whatever it took. But like I said, even the runners, we was selling so much drugs that the runners getting the tops, they was getting $20,000 and $30,000 a day. The runners.
How much were you getting a day?
I wouldn't get mad about a day, you understand? It depended on how much profit I was getting off what I had.
What was a normal week for you?
I would pick up $150,000 every day. That was on a good day.
That's pretty good. The runners that you used back then, what were they? Younger guys, older guys?
There was younger guys and older guys, and they was getting the money off the tops, the $2 off each pack. And like I say, we were selling so many packs that all the runners was getting 20 and 30,000 a day.
And what did the dope houses look like?
Just a regular house, you know. And the dope house don't look like don't have no certain look.
And did you have shooting galleries in these houses?
Now, we didn't have no shooting galleries when we were selling drugs. But it was people around, you understand, that had shooting galleries, you know.
So how would it work? I come up and I want to buy. What happens? Like I knock on the door, or what? How does it
Knock
work?
on the door, push the money in the hole, and you get your package.
Where does the package come out?
At the hole, you stick the money in.
Like the mailbox hole in the door?
Something like that. Mm-hmm.
And then they would just go someplace else to use it. You didn't. Was there a general rule that you guys didn't want to have people using and selling in the same place?
Right. Caused too much confusion.
Did everybody follow that rule, or did others?
They couldn't use the drugs where they was copying from. Now some people, you understand, probably was doing it, but we didn't.
I mean, overall, how big was this operation? Like, how many houses? How?
We had one house at one particular time that we was picking up, like I say, $120,000 to $150,000 a day in one house. So can you imagine that traffic going in one house?
But in order for Courtney and Eddie and you all to have this kind of operation, it must have been more than one house. So how many houses?
We had one house at one time, you understand? Then we had other people, you understand, had their own spots, you know, but we had one house when we was selling packages. One house. We would drop 2 or 3 keys at one time and mix it up in the same house. The only thing we had to do was just pick the money up.
But wouldn't you have to move houses and have many just so that you're not? Because I can't imagine it all being concentrated in one area.
We would be, you understand, in one house, and we would switch to other spots, you understand, within a certain period of time. We'd go back and forth, back and forth.
And was it you and 5-0 in one house?
No, 5-0, you understand, and Eddie had 2 different spots at the time. And then when Eddie, you understand, decided to quit selling packages, then she split, you understand, the houses up with the guys that was copying from us. He gave them the houses and he just started supplying all of them.
So you had your house, but there was like another house that Eddie had too.
Yeah.
So what was, just to go back to something we were talking about before, like what was Courtney Sr. like as a dad? Did you ever see him like as a father?
He was a good father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he like?
He was a good father. He sent his kids to college and stuff. Yeah.
Do you remember any times where you saw him with Courtney Jr.?
Yeah, he was taking baseball games and stuff like that.
And did you ever like sit in the stands with Courtney Sr. watching the game?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I ain't never going to no games with him.
No.
Yeah.
Did you ever go out to their homes and
Yeah, I
hang out?
went out there every now and then.
What was Courtney's house like
It was nice. It was a nice house.
compared to Eddie's?
It was a difference.
Oh yeah, what
Because
was it?
Eddie, you understand, had bought a house, tore it down and rebuilt it.
And what was like the key features that stuck out for you?
He bought the vacant fields next door, cut down all the trees, built a swimming pool. I mean, he really had a nice house. Circular driveways with all kind of cars parked in front, all different colors. You know, people used to ride past, just take pictures of his house.
What did it look like inside?
It looked just like,
Yeah, gold statues. And
yeah, he had all that stuff, everything.
They had rugs on the wall.
You know, he didn't have no rugs on the wall, but it was real nice. You know, he stayed in the same neighborhood with Smokey Robinson stayed around the corner, and the Folk Tops, all of them stayed in the same neighborhood.
We heard that he had a big painting that he did in his living room, like a custom painting. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but he had a big painting in the living room. He did.
Any feature of the house that stands out for you? It's like, wow, that's how a rich man lives.
Well, like I say, we used to spend a lot of time in the basement. It was a tri-level house, you understand, but this where we spent most of the time, because on Sundays, all we did was go in the basement, you understand, and count money on Sundays. So all we did was count money all day Sunday.
Like what? How much money were you counting?
$2 and $3 million at a time.
How'd you count it? It wasn't like you were standing with, like, what did it look
We
like?
had money counting machines and stuff, you know. But like I say, you understand, you know, yeah. That's when we spent most of the time in.
And you were in the basement, was like an office, or?
It had a pool table, big bar. I mean, a big bar. You know, and then, like I said, it was just big.
And so you'd be like counting money, you'd be drinking, having drinks?
I didn't drink.
No.
You know, and then we didn't do too much drinking, period.
Yeah.
That's only when we going out, that's all.
And how many of you count money?
It was just the closest ones around us, you know. Yeah.
How long does it take to count?
We would count all day long. All day long, sometimes all night.
Isn't that boring?
Yeah, it's not boring counting money.
It's fun just like listening to the machine, sticking in all this money.
Yeah.
And did you guys divide up like portions of it?
We had our cut, what we had to get. You know, we got our cut.
So after you counted all the money, what happens next?
Then we go to separating the money, send it to certain places to hide it.
And did you take some of that for yourself as just kind of like?
Yeah. What I'm saying, you understand, when I had a certain time to get my money, you understand, everybody had a certain time to get their money. But we had to get rid of the money, you understand, to hide it. And that was getting to be a problem. We was getting so much of it, we was running out of place to hide it.
Where would you hide it?
Different people's houses.
Any places in particular that you'd like to hide it in that you thought nobody's ever going to find it here?
No.
What would you guys talk about while you were counting the money?
Just bullshitting around, you understand? Just normal talk, you know.
Sports?
Yes, sometimes.
Did you have a football game on or something, like on the TV?
I say, we used to, most of them, we like to watch the fights. That was it. We used to go to most of them. Yeah.
Were you with Eddie when he went to the Ali fight in New York?
Yes, I went to one of them. Yeah, we was all together. The one where they took the pictures. Yeah.
And how did and did you get dressed up like they did?
Yeah, we all was. Like I said, when we got together, we all put on our jewelry and stuff. Didn't nobody know who Eddie was, because we all had jewelry. And the only way they know it was Eddie, because he had his initial, EJ. Other than that, they wouldn't know who had it. We all had jewelry.
And how were you dressed?
Same way.